Hello there and welcome back. Or if you're new, welcome to where we ruin your travel plans with inconvenient truths. Tonight, we're setting our sights on Greece, the land of gods, myths, and some spectacular ways to disappoint you. We're diving into the top reasons why you should not visit Greece. From a government that treats its heritage like a toddler with a Fabergé egg, to cultural betrayals that would make Zeus weep, Greece might just be the masterclass in squandering a legacy. So before you book those flights, stick around. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's kick things off with overcrowding. Greece has turned this into an art form, a suffocating, elbow-your-way-through-the-hordes kind of art form. Santorini looks idyllic from afar, but up close it's a human traffic jam with a view. Mykonos? The main activity is queuing. The Acropolis? A testament to how many people can cram onto one ancient hill. In 2024, Greece welcomed over 32 million tourists, turning key spots into open-air theme parks. The sheer volume transforms serene experiences into frantic battles for space. Locals are understandably not thrilled, their lives disrupted by a relentless tide of visitors. If you seek quiet contemplation or authentic experiences, perhaps Greece in peak season isn't for you. Let's talk money and how it vanishes in Greece. The Greek economy is a roller coaster and tourists often foot the bill. Prices for essentials skyrocket in tourist hotspots. That gyro you saw for a couple of euros, it's 10 euros in plaka. The government seems more focused on extracting every cent from visitors than on economic stability. Tourists are seen as walking ATMs, ripe for the picking. While you can find value, the constant vigilance required to avoid being overcharged can be exhausting. Be prepared for your holiday fund to evaporate quickly. You'd think Greece would cherish its rich history, but no. Governmental apathy towards its own history is baffling. Museums often feel underfunded with poorly maintained artifacts. Archaeological sites show signs of neglect, with crumbling walls and treacherous pathways. If you're a history buff, this can be profoundly disappointing. You arrive expecting to be transported back in time, but often find missed opportunities. There's a lack of coherent storytelling and investment in modern curatorial practices. It's a tragic irony that a nation with such a rich history fumbles its stewardship. It's not for lack of treasures, it's a lack of will, funding, and vision. For anyone who loves history, it's not just disappointing, it's a shame. You'll leave wondering what could have been if only they cared more. Let's talk about getting around in Greece. Greece's infrastructure can feel like an obstacle course. Ferries are notorious for being late or canceled, leaving you stranded. Roads outside major cities are a pothole paradise. Renting a car? You'll need the patience of a saint. Public transport in cities like Athens can be unreliable and overcrowded. The government seems to have other priorities than ensuring a smooth transport network. This isn't just an inconvenience, it impacts your holiday. Wasted hours waiting for delayed ferries and stressful drives eat into your vacation time. The lack of investment is palpable, with infrastructure groaning under the weight of its age. Prepare for delays and pack an extra book for those inevitable waiting periods. In many parts of Greece, locals are over-tourism. Tourism is a massive part of Greece's economy, but it comes at a cost. The influx of visitors has driven up the cost of living, especially housing. You might encounter a coolness, a weariness in the eyes of locals. It's not personal hostility, but a sense of exhaustion. The benefits of tourism don't always trickle down to those most impacted. Greek hospitality is real, but under strain. When your home becomes a commodity, it's understandable that fatigue sets in. It's a complex issue, adding another layer of discomfort to that dream Greek holiday. Greek politics is a subject so perplexing it makes quantum physics look simple. The Greek people have a curious habit of voting for leaders who lead them down paths of austerity and crises. It's like watching someone repeatedly touch a hot stove. Despite years of turmoil, the political landscape shuffles the same deck of cards. As a tourist, this impacts your holiday. The fallout is visible in underfunded infrastructure and economic instability. Government priorities directly impact the visitor experience. There's a sense of muddling through without a clear long-term vision. The population seems to embrace a certain level of chaos. As a visitor, you step into a country where political and economic uncertainty shapes everything. Greece has a legacy of heroes that is truly epic: Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, Leonidas, Alexander the Great. How does modern Greece honor these titans? by slapping their faces on tacky souvenirs. It's a cultural betrayal of staggering proportions. The government and businesses prioritize quick cash over honoring their past. Ancient heroes are used to sell everything from olive oil to beach towels. It's less a celebration of heritage and more a desperate attempt to cash in. The values these heroes stood for seem neglected in the rush to make a buck. It's a slap in the face to anyone who values history and cultural integrity. It suggests a country that has lost touch with the true meaning of its incredible story. Greece's beautiful environment is taking a beating. Beaches are frequently littered with plastic and debris. The volume of tourism contributes, but waste management efforts are lacking. Wildfires ravage the mainland and islands every summer. Preventative measures and sustainable land management are inadequate. The government's response often feels like a shrug. Short-term gains outweigh the imperative to preserve unique ecosystems. If you're an eco-conscious traveler, you might find yourself disheartened. It's a shame to see such a magnificent environment struggling under pollution and mismanagement. Greece isn't a war zone, but it's not crime-free. Pickpocketing is rampant in crowded areas of Athens. Scams targeting visitors are depressingly common. Even idyllic islands aren't immune to crime. Mykonos has seen a spike in incidents related to nightlife. Police presence in tourist areas can seem underwhelming. If something goes wrong, don't expect a CSI-level investigation. Be vigilant, keep an eye on your valuables, and be wary of overly friendly strangers. You're there to soak in the history, not to constantly worry about being soaked. Greece isn't the dream destination you've been sold. The Greece of your imagination is largely a fantasy. The reality is often far more complicated and disappointing. Overcrowding makes serene contemplation impossible. You're constantly on guard against inflated prices and scams. Priceless historical heritage is often neglected. The environment is suffering and locals are weary. The pervasive apathy from the government affects the visitor experience. Consider these points before booking that Grecian getaway. There you have it, 10 reasons to rethink that Grecian holiday. From tourist traps to a government that treats its history like an unwanted guest, the reality of Greece can be far from the fantasy. For every idyllic experience, there are countless others filled with frustration. Have you been to Greece and found it dreamy or disappointing? Share your stories in the comments. Until next time, travel smart, travel informed, and maybe consider a staycation. Bye.